These are the adventures of a temporarily out of work wife and mother, and this is my closet upgrade. Child, this is a mess. Just like everything in this house, it's not been upgraded for the 20 years that we've been living here, and this was a part of my home improvement project. Now, we upgraded that lady's son that I married side of the closet for Father's Day, and I didn't get any footage of that because I enlisted the help of my mini-me. But this is me doing my side of the closet, which you can see is significantly larger. So I enlisted the help of my sunshine. I literally have storage all over my house. So what I'm trying to do is limit it to the garage and that new armoire that I built for the bedroom. These are their baby boxes, and they are filled to the brim with memories. Everything from first pacifiers to first locks of hair that were cut off to baby blankets and pictures, cards, baby shower gifts, and more. And those flex folders, those are annual financial transactions and paperwork that probably date back 20 years. I plan to go through all of the paperwork that I have in this house and keep only what I need, using that bottom drawer of the armoire for filing. Now, that's going to be a task, and it's certainly not going to be televised. But that's a practice that I started back when I was in college, when I filed my taxes for the first time. Every January, I start a new flex folder, and throughout the year, I keep all of my important paperwork. Medical documents, vehicle documents, financial, legal documents, employment records, and so on and so on. And of course, receipts and things that I need for tax time. I have been audited before, and baby, that paperwork has come in handy. But the likelihood is that once more than 5 years pass, you do not need that stuff for tax purposes. And any vehicles or other property that might be referenced in those documents is long gone, other than this house. So I probably don't need most of that mess, but I'm going to go through it anyway. So, anywho, I got these organizer bins from the Amazon, both those metal ones and the plastic bins. And I replaced that large white bin that was here in the closet in the small side white bin that I had in the bathroom with these two bins. But I'm also going to end up having to use these 3-wire bins as well, because those 2 bins are not big enough for the amount of stuff that I was transferring. Now, I threw away a lot of stuff. I think I had like 6 or 7 bags of trash that included hair care products, extension hair, weave, wigs, and clothes, and shoes too. Things that I'd been holding on to simply to be holding on to it. And y'all know, I love to give y'all a good word, a little free coaching. Go through the things that you're keeping and ask yourself why you're keeping them. Sometimes it's not because you need them or because you even think you're going to need them. Sometimes there's a place in you that needs to be healed. Growing up, I was a stone cold bum. I had nothing. All of my clothes were hand-me-downs, and anything that was purchased for me was typically 2 sizes too big. The idea was that I would grow into it. They didn't necessarily consider the fact that I didn't have enough clothes to make those 2 big clothes last long enough for me to grow into them. More often than not, my shoes were too big and they were worn out before I was ever that size. My pants were too big, and more often than not, the bottom of them were tore up because I was walking on them before they ever were my size. I had boobs at 8 years old. And by the time I was 12, I had more boobs than most grown women. Bras were expensive, so I only ever had 2 at a time. So when I got 2 nickels to rub together, and I was responsible for buying my own clothes, I had a hard time figuring out styles that worked for me and what the right sizes were, what looked good on me, what didn't, what I would wear and what I wouldn't. And more often than not, I purchased things because it was on sale. And sometimes because it was in style. But over the years, I bought a lot of things just because I couldn't buy them before. So by the time I got them, they were already out of style. Didn't matter to me, I was wearing it anyway though. As a general rule, If it's in good repair and I like it, I'm keeping it and I'm wearing it. It might be too big or too small. That does not stop me. But that's a direct result of my childhood trauma. My closet is packed with clothes. Clothes that I do not wear. Well, it's not anymore though. But before I did this project, it was. And I waited till I got to this big age to kind of find my own style. But even that's not permanent because it's limited by my size. And I didn't get this size by stuffing my face and pigging out. Too many illnesses and too many injuries stopped me from being the athlete that I once was. I was a titled junior boxer, a talented point guard, and a track star, baby. Now, I stopped boxing and playing ball a long time ago, but I was still running up to a few years ago. And you gotta imagine that caused some depression. When you fighting for your life, you'd rather have chicken wings than a salad. The salad might be healthier, but the chicken wings taste better. You find yourself doing what feels good and not what's good for you. Especially when you can't do most of the things that are good for you and that you actually enjoy. I was an avid runner. I worked out every day. Muscles galore, stomach on flat, and even had a little tootie booty. Little booties matter too, y'all. And this is no woe is me. I'm simply saying that when you start with nothing, and then you get something, and then you lose a whole lot of something, you start holding on to everything that you get your hands on, whether you need it or not, whether it's serving a purpose in your life or not. And that goes for clothes, people, jobs, and everything in between. And the best way to face you and the things that you're going through is to clean house, to clean up the inside of you and what's going on around you. You may need to change jobs, break up with some folks, including romantic partners, friends, and family members. You also may need to clean out some closets. And when it's all done, your house will look better for it, you'll feel lighter for it, and your life will be a great deal more organized, a better reflection of who you are and who you're becoming, and a whole lot less of a reflection of where you've been and the pain that you've endured. The new you that's waiting on the other side of the storm is counting on you to do the work, to unpack, to get rid of, to reorganize, and to examine why you held on to all of the things that you kept before so that you can heal and become her or him. Because one day you're going to look back on this time and say to yourself and all of the people who were watching you and say, that was a small thing to a giant. Now, with that said, let's get back to this closet. So I got those shoe organizers from the Amazon too. And every year I was packing up summer shoes and packing up winter shoes and unpacking them and doing all of those things. And it makes sense to pack up winter clothes and unpack summer clothes and vice versa, but not shoes. Not living in the South. I might as well just keep those out. So I went through those shoes and like I was saying, I got rid of a lot of things that I really don't wear, but I kept them because they were nice shoes. I kept them because they were gifted to me from other people. Because growing up, I only ever had 2 pairs of shoes at one time, at least until I turned 13. And now that I'm healing that part of me, like really healing that part of me, I had to let them shoes go, baby. If the heel wasn't right, it was gone. If I hadn't worn them in over a year, they were gone. If they were sorely out of fashion, they were gone. If I had them longer than I had any one of my children, they were gone. And yes, I had clothes and shoes that were older than my oldest child, and she is going to be 28 on July the 1st. Don't judge me, judge your mammy. And let's be clear, I have clothes in sizes from 6 to 16. And the only ones that I have hanging up in my closet or in my dresser drawers are the ones that are my current size. But I have vacuum storage bags organized by size and season in my storage area. And I've gone through those too. I've gotten rid of everything that even if I was that size, I wouldn't wear. But I'm keeping them smaller sizes because I'm going to be that size again one day, dang nabbit. Now, let's get into this closet makeover, baby. Just fabulous. And I'll have you know, that it's 2 o'clock in the morning right now. Everybody in my house is in their beds, and I'm disturbing their peace with this vacuum. And I didn't stop there. I bust out the rug doctor that lady's son that I married went and rented. And by the time I was done in this closet, it was 3:30 in the morning. I went downstairs to have a ginger ale and a cigarette and said that I was going to come back upstairs and do the hallway. Child, I fell asleep with them clothes on. Sure did. I am on a mission. I got to get all of this work done before 3 p.m. on Thursday. And it's 3:30 a.m. on Thursday. And before you ask where my husband was, what he was doing, and why he didn't help, shut up and mind your business. That man got a full-time job. And none of this was his idea. It was mine. I told you, I'm healing myself through this process. And while my body hurts like hell, my soul feels so good. Every room that I complete, when I walk in it, I feel good about myself. I get to reflect on where I am, how I got here, where I'm going, what I need, what I want, who I used to be, who I am, and who I want to be. But more importantly, who God wants me to be, what he wants me to do, where he's taking me. And I get to share it with y'all. And I pray that it blesses somebody, because it sure enough is blessing me. And that's all right with me. So I'm asking for help when I need it. But right now, me and God doing a thing. I need him, and he's reminding me that I need me too.